A week full of Subaru recalls. Is your vehicle affected? Stay tuned to find out on Subaru News. So Subaru has issued 2 recalls this week that will be affecting some 871,000 Forester, Impreza, and Crosstrek models. These vehicles are still manufactured in the Gunma, Japan plant and imported rather than in the Lafayette, Indiana plant. The first issue affects some 466,000 Crosstrek and Impreza 17 to 19 model year. The issue is for the ECM or PCM and the ignition coils. Subaru needs to bring your car in and either reflash, reprogram your PCM, ECM, or replace it. Also, your ignition coils will need to be replaced. Subaru found an issue with these ignition coils where over time they have rapidly degraded and caused issues with misfires, stalling, and failure to start. So Subaru will be contacting the owners of the 17 to 19 affected Impreza and Crosstreks. You can call the 1-800 number here for Subaru of America, give them your VIN number. They can tell you whether you will be affected or not, and you likely will be mailed a recall notice from Subaru of America within the next 30 to 60 days, so keep an eye out for that. There's no real immediate concern to worry about. It's a very small issue. It's only affected a handful of vehicles and it's not something very serious, so don't go freaking out about it. Just keep on top of it, and when the recall notice comes and it's available for you to go get your recall performed, go perform it. Our second recall will affect some 406,000 2019 Forester and Crosstrek models. The issue here is a problem with the mounting of the rear stabilizer bar or rear sway bar. Techs in the field have found sporadic instances of loose sway bars, rattling sway bars, missing bolts, or loose bolts. Subaru will be recalling these vehicles to check and retorque the fasteners that mount the sway bar to the car, as well as replacing any missing fasteners or damaged fasteners. This recall can cause, of course, suspension noise, rattling noise from the rear of the vehicle, especially when going over bumps. In severe cases, the sway bar could come detached from the vehicle, ending up in the suspension components, possibly causing some damage and or issue with handling or control of the vehicle. No such issues have been reported, just Subaru noted from techs in the field finding some sway bars loose and some customers complaining of noise in the rear of the car that went back to those loose sway bars. So no cause for concern on those owners. Again, the 1-800 number here for Subaru of America. Call them, give them your VIN number, see if you're affected. And again, Subaru likely will be mailing out those recall notices to you owners in the next 30 to 60 days, so be on the lookout for those. Our third recall is a bit older, but it was just brought back to my attention yesterday. This recall is for 2020 model year Impreza models with 16-inch wheels. This is an issue with tires, specifically the Continental tires in size 205, 55, 16, 89V. These tires of a certain batch were over-cured at the Continental plant, causing a potential issue with a blowout of the sidewall of the tire, which could result in crash or injury. And this is an older recall. It was issued in November, the end of November 2020, so most of you 5,600 affected Impreza owners have already been contacted and this issue has been resolved, but there are some cars still floating around. I know because, again, it was just brought back to my attention yesterday. So if you want to check your own vehicle really quickly, if you have an Impreza 2020 model with 16-inch wheels, look for the date code 2420 on the sidewall. I will be putting on screen excerpt from the recall notice TSB on this, but the date stamp will be 2420 and the mold number will be 416-290 for this specific tire issue, this specific batch. So any remaining 2020 models on the dealer lot have likely already had the tires replaced. Any of you owners that have one tire or more on the vehicle, regardless, you're going to get a brand new set of 4 tires courtesy of Subaru of America to remedy the issue. So again, 1-800 number for Subaru of America on screen if you need to call them with your VIN number to verify if your 2020 Impreza is affected. But likely you've already gotten the notice from Subaru in the mail and likely already remedied it over the last few months. And that is our Subaru news on recalls for this week. So regarding these recalls, I know a lot of people have been overly critical of Subaru and the number of recalls they've had. Whereas I think it's a good thing. Subaru takes information from techs in the field and heads off problems before they become major issues. I would rather a company throw out all these recalls anytime they find an issue and fix it as soon as they can before it becomes a major issue and there is accidents, there is loss of life or injuries involved. I'm sure we can think of many instances of things like this just from 2 big auto manufacturers in the US over the years that have paid out likely billions and billions of dollars in deaths, injuries, and ignoring issues that should have been recalled for safety. So that is your news on recalls. All of you that have Forester, Impreza, and Crosstrek 17 and 19 models. Again, 1-800 number will be on the screen if you want to contact Subaru of America, but make sure you keep an eye on your mailbox for those notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.